Hello, Aries rising. This is your weekly reading for the week of Monday, June 12th. Oh, let me get this cord out the way. Actually, let me just take this off. Let me take my headset off. So this is your weekly reading for the week of Monday, June 12th until Sunday, June 18th. And we're just going to go through some things I've already done. You see right here, I've already done the theme, like your main theme for this week. So we can dig into that. Also, hopefully you can still hear me pretty clear. I also want you to be aware of when we start off this week, we're going to be starting off in the last quarter moon phase, which means when we start off this week, we're going to be thinking about what do we need to release? What do we need to let go of in order to help us manifest our goals and keep manifesting our intentions? What is keeping us from moving forward with our goals and intentions? And then towards the end of the week, we'll be going into the new moon phase. And the new moon phase, we start thinking about manifesting something new. We start thinking about new beginnings. Again, we start reflecting on, the past, especially the past moon phase, it started with the new moon in Taurus. And it had a lot to do with money and stability. It had a lot to do with security as well. And I feel like in the last moon phase, we could have got a lot of ideas. We could have got some revelations, some divine downloads on what we need to do to increase our wealth, to increase our security, and to increase our stability. And this new moon phase is going to be in the zodiac sign Gemini, in the nakshatra Mrigashira. Side note, I do Vedic astrology, so this is why I'm saying that this new moon is going to be in Gemini and not Cancer. Okay, so this new moon, that is going to be on June 17th for people who might be Central Standard Time like me, and June 18th if you're Eastern Standard Time. Then this new moon in Gemini is gonna urge us or compel us to start seeking, because Mrigashira, this nakshatra Mrigashira that the new moon is going to be, and it's all about searching and seeking, and not seeking. What is that? It's about searching and seeking the information to help us to manifest the ideas that we could have got last month, starting with the new moon phase in Taurus, about like how do we actualize these ideas for more wealth, more security, and more stability. Okay, so this is specifically for people who have the zodiac sign Aries in their first house, because this is an Aries rising reading. Okay, so this is how you follow this reading. So yesterday I started this reading and my battery died and I just was not in the mood to keep going. So this is what I got yesterday. This is representing the theme of this month. So this is the first question that we'll ask. I'm also going to try to get a little bit more understanding on what this last quarter moon might mean for you, what the new moon means for you. Also, what's happening, I believe on the 16th or the 17th, is Saturn is going retrograde in the zodiac sign Aquarius. So we want to see what that means for you. And we also want to get overall advice for this week for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at this first card, Kalima. Hopefully you can see it. Okay. And this talks about facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding, and this is your chance to soar. Okay? This is Kalima. Kalima is very, really, for me, resonates with Scorpio energy. And for you, Scorpio is in your 8th house, Aries rising. So I believe a lot of this energy, a lot of the theme for this, the theme for this week for you has a lot to do and has a lot of focus on your 8th house, where Scorpio is in your chart. So this also makes sense because with Scorpio, you always have to face your fears to get to your seat of power, whatever the seat of power might be for you. Okay, so you have to face your fears to get to your seat of power. And this also makes sense because for you, your 8th lord, which is the planet that rules your 8th house, is Mars. And transiting in the sky right now, Mars is in Cancer, which means it's debilitated. Your Mars is debilitated in Cancer and in your 4th house, Aries rising. So this means your 4th house is your comfort zone because it represents your home, it represents the mother, and it represents the things that just make you feel comfortable. But Mars, the lord of the 8th house and your 1st house, is not comfortable in Cancer in your 4th house. So this lets us know that in order for you to get to your seat of power, whatever that means for you, basically it's whatever your goals are right now. In order for you to reach those goals, you are going to have to step out of your comfort zone and face your fears. Okay? This is what this card is telling me right now. And in order to face your fears, to dig a little deeper, let's talk about the similarities between Kalima, which is a dark goddess, and Lilith, which is also a dark goddess. Because in your 4th house, which is you have Mars in your 4th house right now, transiting Mars. Transiting Venus is also in your 4th house. And there's an asteroid Lilith, which is also in your 4th house, which is going to affect the Mars, which rules your 8th house and your 1st house. And Lilith is also a dark goddess. So my understanding of dark goddesses is this. Dark goddesses, their power comes from accepting that they have the most, they work best naturally. They work best when they go against what society says that they're supposed to be doing and being and acting like. So you might have to do some things that are out of the box, because Lilith, which is with Mars, which, like I said, is rules your 8th house. She has a lot of connections with the energy of Uranus. She acts like Uranus a lot, and when she thinks she got, the story of Lilith is she was Adam's first wife, and she just normally and naturally knew that she was not supposed to be dominated, and she was just naturally not the type of woman that felt good being dominated like society said she was supposed to be, even though technically society wasn't created yet. They were the first man and first woman, if you're going to go off of this mythology. But anyway, this is not what society says that women should be like. She did not want Adam to dominate her sexually. She wanted to like she wanted to be side by side with her, with Adam. I didn't mean to say her. She wanted to be side by side with Adam. She did not want him to rule her and dominate her and control her and see her as property and his servant. She wanted to rule right next to him, and that is outside of the bounds of what society says that women should be. So it's a lot of, for you Aries rising, getting out of what society says you should be, getting out of your comfort zone during this week, the week of June 12th through June 18th. Okay. And I know stepping outside of your comfort zone can be scary, but this is necessary for you in order to reach your goals. So let's go to the next thing. The next thing is, and I got the card. The next thing is green Tara. Can you see that? Green Tara. Ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. And this has a lot to do with, now I talked about Mars ruling Scorpio and ruling your 8th house, but it doesn't rule that house and that sign alone. It rules that with the south node of the moon, K2. And K2 also tries to help you to release and let go of what is not serving you to help you move forward. So when it comes to what you want, when it comes to your goals, when it comes to your intentions, you have to understand that you are not alone, not spiritually and not physically. Okay. So in order to help you get out of your comfort zone to reach your goals, you have spiritual help. You have your angels, you have your spirit guides, you have your spirit animals, you have your gods, you have your goddesses, you have yourself, you have your higher self, you have a whole spiritual team to help you, whether you feel like it or not. And I feel like maybe you might not be feeling it right now, your connections, because I feel like Aries rising, you might be going through a lot of challenges right now, especially because you have right now in your first house in Aries, we have Rahu, the north node of the moon, which creates a lot of challenges, a lot of changes. Sometimes with Rahu, you can feel like you're on like a roller coaster ride because it's trying to quickly take you forward. Okay, it's trying to move you forward into newness, into your destiny. And that does not always feel pleasant. Okay, so you could be experiencing challenges within yourself. You could be experiencing external challenges from family, especially because Mars is in your 4th house, which represents your home. It represents your mother. Also, when your first lord is in your 4th house, which represents the mother, because you have Cancer there, it means you could be experiencing some friction with your mother or mother figures in your life. Now, if you don't usually have friction with your mother or mother figures, just be aware that it's just because your first lord is in your 4th house that you might be experiencing friction with your mother right now. And just know that this is going to pass when Mars leaves your 4th house. But if you have an ongoing issue with your mother, then you might want to slow down and handle this situation right now. What do you need to do with this situation with your mother? Do you need to work on healing it, or do you need to let it go, set boundaries, and just do things in that way? But you need to really reflect on if you have had ongoing situations with your mother, you are Aries rising. This means that the planets in the sky, Mars specifically, is trying to tell you this is an area of your life that you need to be aware of, that you need to focus on right now. Okay, so don't try to ignore it, but also don't try to don't handle it in a way that's impulsive, or argumentative, or that creates more frustration and anger. Handle it in a way to move forward. Okay. So whether that's set boundaries, whether it's no contact, or whether it's a conversation that needs to be had, just know that situations with your mother could come up. And also know you don't have to do everything on your own. You have a spiritual team, and you also can enlist people to help you communicate. If you need help doing something, if you need help with something, communicate that. Okay. So we're still talking about the theme of the week. So here we have this rune right here. Can you see it? Oh, you can barely see it from what I can see. I don't like that. Okay, but let's look at the meaning of this rune, and then we can move on to what this last quarter moon will mean for you. Okay, so we have Jira, and Jira represents reward, good harvest, fruitful season, time of peace and happiness, plenty and proper timing. All right, that sounds really good. And so what I want, it was a lot of harvest, like basically what you put in, you will get out. And that makes sense because Scorpio is very karmic. And like I said, I feel like we're focusing on that Scorpio in the 8th house of your chart for your theme for the week of June 12th through June 18th. And so because Scorpio is so karmic, because it's co-ruled by Ketu, you have to understand, I think this is bringing up the energy of the there was what am I thinking about? Oh, when we have when the sun is with Ketu and the sun is with Rahu, we have eclipses. That's what I was trying to think of. It totally would not let me think about it. But when we have the eclipse with Ketu, and I don't remember if it was a solar or a lunar eclipse, but it was about it was, I believe it in October or November, we had an eclipse with Ketu. And right now we're reaping the rewards of that eclipse time, Aries. So from around October to November until now, you're reaping your rewards. So you might want to reflect, what have I been sowing? What type of seeds have I been sowing from October or November until now? Whatever seeds you have been sowing, you are reaping the harvest right now. And just be aware of that and be grateful for that. And you can be grateful for that whether they appear to be good rewards or not so good rewards. Because what I hate when kids scream outside. I heard some kids screaming. People always be like, well, kids just be screaming. But I don't like to ignore when kids are screaming. So I don't like kids to be screaming for no reason. And I always tell my kids that, but their friends are, I can't tell their friends the same thing. So I really do not like that. But anyway, so it's really important for you, whether the rewards appear to be not so good or good, just be grateful that you are aware and you can see how things have manifested. So now you can know how to move forward. Okay. So now let's get into the rest of your reading. That is your theme for that week. Okay. Okay, so now let's do, what does Aries rising need to know about the last quarter moon for the week of June 12th through June 18th? What does Aries rising need to know about the new moon for the week of June 12th through June 18th? What does Aries rising need to know about Saturn going retrograde? And what is Aries rising's advice for the week of June 12th through June 18th? Whoa, that was a lot. Oh, keep dropping cards. Say it one more time. What does Aries rising need to know about this last quarter moon? What does Aries rising need to know about the new moon? And what does Aries rising need to know about Saturn going retrograde and their advice for the week of June 12th through June 18th? All right. So here we have Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given, dance with the universe. This is Shiva for what we need to know for the last quarter moon. Okay, when we start off the week, the moon is going to be in the last quarter phase. White eagle, what we need to know about the new moon, ancestor spirits, connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now, which makes sense because your first Lord Mars is in Cancer in your fourth house, which does represent home and family. Um, and with the fourth house, it's not. It can be the family you grew up in, but most of the time, family it has a lot to do with the family that you create, your kids, your husband. But for some, it could also be like it could have something to do with the family that you grew up in with, because it has a lot to do with your mother. Okay, so wounds can be healed. All right, that's good to know. Now, Saturn going retrograde in your 11th house, charity, prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. And for you in your 11th house represents your dreams and your wishes. Okay. So that makes a lot of sense there. And lastly, your advice. Mahat Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. For me, this card represents Jupiter, and you have Jupiter in your first house. So your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. So this could just be telling you, like I said before, uh-oh, I just knocked something down. Your cards are telling you to move out of your comfort zone, and maybe this could mean see things from a new or different perspective, and that'll help you to step out of your comfort zone and understand how things can be healed when it comes to the fourth house. This is what I'm seeing so far, but we're going to do some clarifying with the goddess cards. All right, doing some clarifying. Please clarify. Please clarify. Hopefully, you've been hearing me clearly. I'm still setting things up. Still gotta get my audio right. So expect for more things to get better, like the lighting and the audio, things like that will get a lot better. But I'm just stepping out there and just doing things in this new way, because I know that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm just following. So please clarify, what does Aries rising need to know about this last quarter moon? The last quarter moon is taking place in Purvabhadra Nakshatra, and that is in your 11th house. It's in Aquarius. And so I feel like this last quarter moon is asking you, okay, what do you need to release? What do you need to let go of that is keeping your dreams and wishes and desires from manifesting? Okay, so what does Aries rising need to know about the last quarter moon? Please clarify. Please clarify what Aries rising needs to know about the new moon in Gemini. Please clarify what Aries rising needs to know about Saturn going retrograde. And please also clarify what Aries rising advice is for the week of June 12th through June 18th. All right. So here we have Mother Mary. Expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Okay, this does have a lot to do with the moon. Mother Mary is connected to the moon, and it's another moon card, obviously, because I asked about the last quarter moon and the new moon, so moon cards are coming out to clarify. Inner wisdom, you know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Yeah, so your inner, what you need to do about this family issue, it might be difficult, but it needs to be done. Trust your wisdom. Trust your wisdom Don't trust your anger. Don't trust your frustrations. Don't try to move in a way that is going too fast. Before, you don't want to move before you have all the information. You don't want to be impulsive. That's what I was looking for. You don't want to be impulsive. This is the new moon right here. You want to act from wisdom, not impulse. And for you Aries rising, you have Jupiter in your first house. So acting on wisdom. Take action on wisdom, not on emotions. Okay? Not on emotions. And I don't care what the emotion is. So when we talk about emotions, sometimes we think about the soft emotions. We think about pain or suffering or things like that, But it's also anger. Anger is an emotion. A lot of people with a lot of masculine energy can understand that sadness and depression and all those type of things are emotions, but anger is an emotion as well. So when you operate from anger, understand you are being emotional. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. You are being emotional. So accept that. All right. So this means operate from wisdom to heal your family situation. That's what the new moon is talking about. For the Saturn retrograde, we have take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. I believe this is also talking about Venus and Lilith being conjunct Mars, your first lord, in your fourth house. So when it comes to your family, use wisdom. You take action on wisdom when it comes to your family for the week of June 12th through June 18th. But when it comes to your passions, when it comes to what you really want, when it comes to your true desires, your heart's desires, you can take a risk on that. You can step out on faith on that. That's where you have that taking action on things that you might be afraid. This is where you have to step out of your comfort zone. This is what I was seeing. This is where you have to do that. Okay. Now your overall advice is transformation. So much Scorpio energy. Okay. And you are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings blessings. So don't resist this change because it's bringing blessings, especially in your 7th house where K2 is. Okay. Your 7th house of business, your 7th house of relationships. Allow. Okay. When Scorpio or K2 is involved, don't resist the change because the change is happening to help push you to where you need to be. So now I'm going to use my runes to clarify even more. Okay, now I'm going to also give you a courtesy mute because when I shake these runes up, they're going to be a little loud. So let me go ahead and clarify one at a time for you with these runes. Scoosh this over a little bit. All right, there we go. Mute. Whoops. Well, it looks like I'm going to shake them right now. Okay, runes. I'm far away, so hopefully it doesn't bother you. But runes, please let me know, what does Aries rising need to know about the last quarter moon starting off the week? Here we go. What's coming out? What's coming out? We have the Thuris. I know I'm not pronouncing any of these things the way they need to be pronounced, but I'm working on it. So we have Thuras, Thorn, Hawthorn, Gateway, Awakening, New Possibilities, Breaking Down of Boundaries. Let me go ahead and push mute real quick. Okay, so let me read it one more time. It represents, this is another Jupiter reference because Thuras, Jupiter rules Thursday. So come on, eyeballs. Gateway, awakening, new possibilities, breaking down of boundaries. Yeah, this, I do believe this has a lot to do. Transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, dance with the universe. Yeah, this has a lot to do, again, with just letting go of whatever you're allowing to limit you, Aries rising. Let go of whatever you're allowing to limit you so that you can get your blessings. Okay? I do believe that is what the last quarter moon is meaning for you. Okay, so let's move on to what the last quarter moon, the new moon, clarify that one more time, what the new moon means for you. By using these runes, please clarify, what does the new moon in Gemini, to be even more detailed, the new moon in Mixira, what does that mean for Aries rising? What does that mean for Aries rising? Please clarify. All right. Here we have I think this is Pertho. No, this is Wongo. Okay, Wongo is joy of life, harmony, fellowship, prosperity, and secret knowledge. Secret knowledge. Again, knowledge and wisdom. Follow your knowledge and wisdom. This is so important that the new moon is trying to bring out to you in order to heal this family issue. In order to heal this family issue, this issue with your mother, this issue with maybe ancestors or people that might have come before you. It could be also issues like generational curses, things like that. Use wisdom only. Do not go off of emotions. Okay, that is so important. So that was just confirmation right there. So that was good. So now let's clarify what retrograde Saturn, I believe, like I said, that's happening on June 17th. What does that mean for you? Okay, let's clarify with these rules. Saturn is going to be actually retrograde until October. So you want to keep this information with you for a while, and we'll be addressing it. We'll be addressing it with future readings. But please clarify what retrograde Saturn means for Aries rising. All right. Here we go. Here we go. This is Menez. This is also a lot of energy happening in your 11th house of dreams and wishes, your desires, a lot of stuff going on in your 11th house. And I'm saying that because Menez usually represents to me mankind, humanity. That's what the 11th house and Aquarius means to me. And so I believe this is a lot of energy around that. When it comes to your desires, your passions, when it comes to your wishes and dreams, take action. Okay, let's look at what further the self, female wisdom, knowledge, awareness, intelligence, and memory. Oh no, that's not Menez. This is Ewaz. Loyalty, movement, teamwork, trust, harmony, fertility, and oh, I can't see that. 1 second. So, oh, I hate when kids be screaming. It really distracts me because I'm trying to figure out are they playing around or are they really distressed? Like it really bothers me. Okay, that's my anxiety seeping up. So, my office is outside. And so I hear a lot of things that happen outside, and I'm always trying to make sure that if I hear anything, I do something because I don't feel good like ignoring anything. And the screaming keeps happening and it's throwing me off because I'm like listening to like, okay, what do I need to do something or what? So anyway, let me read this again. Let me read this again because I would hate if a child was hurt in some way and I just ignored it because I'm like, like people say, oh, kids like to scream, but I don't ignore stuff like that. So, loyalty, movement, teamwork, trust, harmony, and fertility. Yeah, so definitely things can start growing. That fertility is what stood out to me. Okay. So let's look at this Saturn retrograde. Well, Saturn is all about discipline, being responsible, making sure that things are the way they should be. Order, structure. That's Saturn, okay? So prayer and contemplation, connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. This is dreams and wishes for Saturn going retrograde. So you want to keep this in mind up until October, okay? Take a risk and grow something. Start to grow, plant the seed for your dreams and wishes. But you have to be disciplined and you have to be responsible. You have to be honest, okay? When you start working on creating your dreams and your wishes, when you start trying to create, because the 11th house and Aquarius, it represents our friendships and associates and large networking groups. So if you want to start getting into more networking groups, you have to be honest. Don't feel like you have to be somebody that you're not, because the right groups of people will be in alignment with you already. Okay, so just take a risk, jump out there. There will be people who connect with you, there will be people who support you. Just be yourself, take a risk, and get out there. Whatever your dreams and wishes are, take a risk, plant the seed, and get out there. So, lastly, we're looking at your advice. What is Aries rising's advice for the week of June 12th until June 18th? Please clarify. All right, last card, last rune of the day. All right, for this reading, if you are Aries rising, all right, let's see. So much Jupiter. Jupiter is really speaking up. Last month, when I did the readings, Venus was very strong. And this reading right here, Jupiter is very strong in your first house. So, your advice is journey, dance of life, rationality, ordered, growth, maze, large perspective. We talked about this. It's seeing things from a different perspective, a larger perspective, a wider perspective when it comes to your dreams and wishes, and also when it comes to your home, family, and mother situation. You want to see things from a different, larger, more elevated, more spiritual perspective. Okay. And that is your advice. That's going to help you transform. Okay. That's going to help you transform. Stick with wisdom, stay away from emotions. This is what I'm getting from your reading. So, I do personal readings, and you can look in the description box if you would like to go deeper, if you want more information on what the week of June 12th through June 18th will mean for you specifically, because these are just general readings, kind of capture the energy of what people with Aries rising are going through generally. But if you have Aries in your first house and you want a deeper reading for what it might mean for you personally, look in the description box for how to contact me, and we can set up a reading for you. And it'll be customized for your specific needs for that week. And we will just get that started. Just send me a message and we will go from there. All right. I look forward to talking to you next week, Aries Rising.